Lauren, we just wanted to talk a little bit about
This
the
wonderful book right here.
Remember Your Mission by Matthew Aaron Mournian. And I did an interview with Matthew on the new Earth Light Brigade channel, which I'll put in the description of this video. But I just wanted to briefly really just touch upon why I think this is an awesome book. I know there's a lot of books that are coming out right now, and they're all worth your attention. Honestly, it's up to you which order you read it in. You can read a lot of books in your life, but for me, this one's pretty high on the list because I think a lot of books they might tell a story and stuff like that, which is great, and that can help people alone just through telling your own story, which is kind of how this book is presented. It's Matthew's story, but what I think is interesting about it is, well, really what it's called and what it's about. It's remember your mission. What if you're not crazy? What if you're psychic? And this is something that I've seen my whole life. Like I've seen like my friend Kevin like have like a spiritual awakening, and then that spiritual awakening turned into a mental breakdown, and they ended up in the mental hospital. And so that's like kind of like an important aspect of being in Black Ops programs, which means you're probably psychic. That's why they take people for that stuff. And so mental health is a huge part of it. And just kind of can you explain just kind of what this book means to you?
Yeah, this is so I read this. He got this at the conference, Full Disclosure Now conference, and I was reading it on the way home, and there was a part in here that actually made me cry because it's a part where he talks about this lady coming up to him and being like, basically being like, I can see what you are. You're plainly psychic. And like, that was just, that really hit a chord with me because I'm kind of going through an awakening process myself right now. And like, that's something that, like, that's an experience that I would love to have. That's like something that I really long for. But so it was very emotional and beautiful to me to read that, and it's just, I guess this book has just given me a lot of hope in general because like in our culture, and I think this is probably part of the programming. In popular culture, there's certain memes and tropes. There's like the hero's journey, but there's this idea that there's this meme, this idea that like only you have to be born, there's like the special people and the not special people, and if you're one of the not special people you can never become one of the special people, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, if you don't get abilities when you're a teenager, you're never going to get them, that sort of thing. So I guess as somebody who is going through this process, it's very reassuring to me to know that no, you might get these abilities later on in your life. Like Matthew's, I'm like almost 40, and he's a few years older than me. But you can get these abilities at any point in your life, and you can develop them. You don't have to be like a special chosen one. You don't have to be like a 16-year-old YA novel protagonist. Like anybody can do this if they put in the effort. And yeah, this has just been an incredibly valuable book for me. I highly recommend that everybody, go out and buy it. It's not like most. I mean, you can tell even by the cover, right? This isn't like most like new age books that you pick up off the shelf, right?
Which is what I like about it.
Yeah.
It's very vulnerable. There's a lot of humility in the book and a lot of moments of Matthew really looking back at himself and you know, pitying himself, even I would say.
Yeah.
And but it's just, and I think another thing I hear too is like he had this life where he was just like kind of like hanging out, going through the motions, working and playing video games.
Yeah. Again, that's exact. I related to that so much because that's exactly the phase that I've been there. So that hit me really hard. I've definitely been there.
So anyway, we're probably gonna have Matthew on the Disclosure Now channel again in the near future to talk about his book. Even though I talked with him on Earth Light Brigade, which, by the way, like I said, I'm gonna link here. But I want to really kind of highlight the mental health aspect of it and just how it's really such a wild ride to try to figure out, like, okay, am I going crazy? Like, what is happening? Like,
I still wonder if I'm going crazy sometimes.
yeah, like mental health is a really important thing. Like, how do you take care of your mental health when you're talking about all this wild metaphysical stuff? Like, so yeah, maybe that's what we'll talk about with Matthew in the near future on the show. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to come on. So, but anyway, yeah, that's basically it. I just want to say this is a good book. There's a lot of them. I recommend Gloria Haas's book, Abducted into Black Ops, as well, which you can look that up on Amazon. And then another book that I'm definitely going to recommend, which is free, is The Man with the Periwinkle Eyes by John Whitberg, which that's an incredible book. There's the audiobook version on his YouTube, Do You Hear the People Sing? And then also it's on archive.org, I'm pretty sure, and some other places as well on the internet, but it's free. And there's so many other books that have come out as well. So I'm sorry that I'm not naming everyone, but those are 3 that like just came out. So, all right, much love. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah, everybody go buy this book. It is worth your time and your money.
Yeah, we're gonna leave a link in the description.